Right, welcome back. Now, anger is flaring up amongst the Muslim community in South Africa due to the Saudi Arabian authorities' implementation of higher visa fees. The South African Muslim community has started an online petition which has received 10,000 signatures, and an urgent meeting was held last night. Joining us in studio this morning is Yusuf Abramjee, the Secretary General of the Jamiatul Ulama. I'm hoping I'm getting this right. That's the Council of Muslim Theologians, and he's here in studio with us. Yusuf, always a pleasure to see you.
Good morning, Lee. And just to clarify, the Secretary General Maulana Bam is the co-chair, and I was elected co-chair as well of this new body called the Anti-Visa Fee Hike Committee South Africa.
Thank you for correcting us here. Thank you very, very much. But Yusuf, at the end of the day, I mean, we're talking a fee hike. I mean, let's put it in currency terms, but we'll talk about the Syrian currency. We're looking at the Syrian riyal. We used to pay 350 Saudi riyal, which was about the equivalent of 1,336. They are now wanting to increase it to 2,000 riyal, which is 7,637.
Leanne, as you know, it is an obligation for Muslims, if you can afford it, to go on the Hajj, which is the big pilgrimage, takes place once a year, or the Umrah, which is a mini pilgrimage, which you can do as often as you can. And millions of Muslims throughout the world go on pilgrimage every year. In South Africa alone, we have about 200,000-300,000 people that go on the mini pilgrimage, the Umrah. And because the Hajj has a quota system, only some 1,950 South Africans are allowed to go on Hajj. Now, we got news some weeks ago via the Saudi media that a cabinet decision had been taken that with immediate effect, when the Umrah season opens this week or next week, that they're increasing that fee from 350 riyals, about 1,500 rand, to, believe it or not, 2,000 Saudi riyals, equivalent to anything between 7 to 8, 9,000 rand, depending on our currency, which is totally exorbitant. And that is why one can understand the anger, not only in South Africa, but the global anger. In fact, Morocco has taken a decision to boycott the Umrah, and so has Egypt. Jordan has expressed anger, and so has Turkey and other countries, because they realize
it's global. It's not only South Africa.
It's a global initiative. The whole world is affected. In fact, in India, yesterday, a number of meetings were held, and we thought in South Africa, we're going to make our voices heard, because we are severely affected by this as well.
Yeah, we certainly are, and especially with such a volatile currency that we have. And I mean, our currency, you never know from one day to the next how much you're going to be paying. And
it makes it difficult. And I mean, when people go on pilgrimage, you're going to the Holy Land. The purpose is to go and make sure your rituals are carried out. And for people with the high cost of travel accommodation, to add another 7 or 8 or even 9,000 rand is going to be extremely difficult. It's going to be an added burden to the pilgrims. Talk
to me about the Hajj pilgrimage and the Umrah. I mean, what does it mean for the Muslim community? And in terms of the religious aspect of it, and how imperative it is to attend.
The Hajj, it is a dream of every Muslim, at least once in your lifetime, to go on the Hajj. And people undertake this journey of a lifetime, I call it, if you can afford it. In fact, I went on the Hajj for the first time this year. 1.8 million people, the lowest figure in 10 years. In fact, by the way, Leanne, I'm launching my coffee table book this coming weekend in Johannesburg, where we have Minister Derek Hanekom as one of the guest speakers. And the idea is not only to highlight what Hajj is about, but to share the experience, because Hajj is such a unification. It's a unifying factor for Muslims, where everyone go, and during the 5 days of Hajj, where you do your rituals, you wear 2 pieces of cloth called the ihram. Everyone is united. The Umrah is a mini pilgrimage, and that is can be undertaken any time of the year. And that is where you go to the holy city of Mecca, where you have the Kaaba, and you go 7 times around the Kaaba. You then perform your Umrah. And let's not forget, according to Muslim belief, Mecca is the holiest city for them in the world. We then go to Medina, where the beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is laid to rest. We go to his tomb, we pray there. And when people go on either Hajj and Umrah, it is a very, very important journey. And during the holy month of Ramadan, we have tens of thousands of South Africans, especially going for Umrah. Now, there have been indications, and again, the clarity and the communication from the Saudi government has been appalling, that there might be an exception that you can go for Hajj and Umrah once a year. The second one will be charged. If that is the case, obviously, we'll be able to sit down and say, fine, is it okay? Because it's only the rich that will suffer. But as things stand at the moment, the indications are that everyone is going to be paying for the 2,000 visa fee. And we've engaged the South African Hajj and Umrah Council, very important body that does the Hajj regulation. They've already written letters to both the South African government and the Saudi government. But again, like the Jamiatul Ulama, the Council of Theologians, no response has been forthcoming from the Saudis.
In terms of the online petition, I mean, we were talking about the fact that you've received around about 10,000 signatures already. It's still open. People are able to sign it, and then you'll obviously hand that over. We
have about 10,000 signatures on change.org on the online petition. Yesterday, we started a physical hard petition, which has already got thousands of signatures. We want to use the policy of effective engagement. We want to talk to the ambassador. We want to talk to the Minister of International Relations. South Africa has excellent relations with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We don't believe that marching might be an option right now. So we want to talk to them. We want to get clarity. A number of other countries have decided to boycott the Umrah, to suspend all operations. We've taken a decision that it will be wrong to boycott the kingdom or the holy places, because it's a religious obligation. You cannot boycott the house of the Almighty. So we've taken a decision as South Africans. We will not boycott the Umrah or the Hajj, but we want the fees to be scrapped or drastically reduced back to where it was.
Or kept at its original amount.
Let's be honestly, and you go to the United Kingdom, you pay a visa fee. When we go and get a Schengen visa, you pay a small fee. When you go to America, you pay a visa fee. So we're not opposed to a visa fee per se, but we're opposed to a 2,000 Saudi Riyal or 8,000 Rand visa fee.
What is the rationale behind it? Why are they saying that they're increasing it so much? Because I mean, it's astronomical. I mean, you never see increases this much. So why this decision?
I think we can only assume the Saudis need money. Perhaps the oil is not generating enough money, whether it is for the war, whether it is for the upkeep of the holy mosque, we don't know. The communication has not been forthcoming. We know that the Saudis have taken various measures. They decrease the ministers' salaries, public servants are not getting salary increases, people are being retrenched. So I would imagine the state of the global economy is one of the reasons. But again, you cannot go and profit out of pilgrims. It is wrong. Our religion forbids that. So even if the money is going to be used for the upkeep of the two harams, the two holy mosques, we need to be told and we need to decide what to do.
Now, one thing that was quite interesting you were telling me was that, yes, the whole world is a part of this, but America has been exempt.
We believe, according to media reports, that America has been exempt. We know that even American Muslims don't have a quota system for the Hajj. And that raises a number of questions. We know the relations between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and America is at its best. It has been for many, many years. And if the Americans are exempt, that will even raise further anger and further concerns and further questions will be asked. But I think we as South African Muslims are united. And that is why we formed this interim body only for one purpose, to take up the visa issue. And we hope that over the coming days, we'll be able to get clarity. And we've requested an urgent meeting with the ambassador together with the Minister of International Relations or a senior official. And we hope they will respond to our call, because so far, all the calls for clarity have gone on deaf ears.
Well, Yusuf Abramjee, we are hoping something more comes of us. Please stay in touch. And also, we want to see this book once you launch it, because I know I was following you very actively during your first experience, and it looked unbelievable.
Thank you, Leah. Just by the way, we have 400 photographs. The intention wasn't to publish a book. I used my iPhone and I took along, and when I got back and my friends, Yasin, Teba from Operation Hydrate saw the book, and they said we have to publish it. But interestingly enough, we're giving all the proceeds of the book to charities. It's going for a Hajj worker, for Crescent Lifestyle and Oak of South Africa. So it's a good cause indeed.
Brilliant.
And we'll hopefully see you on Sunday.
Please come and come and show us as well once it is published. We can't wait to see it. Yusuf Abramjee talking to us about these the anger within the Muslim community at this fee hike, this proposed fee hike to get a visa to go to Hajj, and it's unbelievable. We got about 200,000 to 300,000 Muslims that go from South Africa to visit Saudi Arabia, and this is going to affect them dramatically. So sign the online petition, change.org. You'll find it there. Yusuf, as always, thank you so much for joining us. Let's take a break.